What is up, guys? Randomonium here. We're going to be doing another replay from Worlds. This time it's going to be TSM versus Samsung Galaxy. This is from day 2. I'm a little bit behind, but this is the first time that I've seen this match. And I'm going to be commenting on what I feel like is going on, how I like the decision making the different teams are doing, and hopefully it's a good game. I predict that TSM will win this game. Especially after they lost to RNG, I think that was kind of a real slap in the face to them, kind of, a punch in the nose to wake them up. And I think they're going to come out and play very strongly in this matchup. So, bans, we've got Tom Kench, Jace, Vladimir on TSM side. That makes sense. I'm surprised they didn't pinch the jungle pool a little bit more. And then on Samsung Galaxy side, we got Nidalee, Sivir, and Cassiopeia. Nidalee obviously makes sense. Sivir, Cassiopeia doesn't really make sense to me as far as bans against TSM because we know that Bjergsen loves that Syndra pick. So yeah, a little bit weirded out by that. They kind of banned a champion that could have been really good for Samsung Galaxy and Cassiopeia because you know that Bjergsen's probably going to go for that Syndra pick. First picks, yep, pick up Syndra for Bjergsen. Then we got Rumble and Ezreal for Samsung Galaxy. That makes perfect sense. Two huge power picks. And then Svenskaren's going back to the Lee Sin. Haunter's going back to the Kennen. So it seems like they're doing something very similar to what they did yesterday. I'm hoping that they go for more team fight AD carry rather than the Jhin like they did last time. And they need a tank. They need Biofrost on a tank this time around because yesterday Biofrost, it seemed like the pressure really got to him. He wasn't hitting a lot of his skill shots. He was out of position. He needs to be on a tank where he can. It's a little bit more of a forgiving play style for him and kind of help him calm down, get back into the game. I don't like the Jhin pick. I love the Braum pick. I don't like the Jhin pick. I would have preferred to have seen, I don't know, Lucian, Jinx, Ashe even, just not the Jhin. The Jhin does not fit well with this team comp. But Samsung Galaxy side, I don't really like the Varus pick. I mean, they've got this great team fighting in Rumble, and they go for this kind of poking from Varus, and then this last pick, Elise, is a little bit. I mean, it makes sense because Elise is the best jungler, but I don't know. I don't know. I think that TSM won the pick ban phase here. Um, However, I don't like the Jhin. I feel like the Jhin, they're trying to prioritize the laning phase way too much. When laning phase, they should feel confident in their laning phase, especially double lift. Um, they need to be. Their issue is that they're having issues in the mid game, in the team fighting and things like that. So I wish they would have drafted a more team fighting AD carry, but whatever. It's locked in. Can't change it now. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, if you guys like these kind of videos, if you like it when I kind of give my commentary on these games, definitely hit that like button or leave a comment because the more likes I get on these videos and the more comments I get on these videos, the more likely I'm going to do them. If I only get like a couple comments or a couple likes, then I'll probably only do like one per day. But if you guys really enjoy this and you want to see more of them, I could do 2, 3, 4 of them a day. If I get, the support behind me for making these kind of videos, because they are a little bit of extra work for me to do. TSM chance going off, as to be expected. Standard lanes. So as far as the lane matches are concerned, Kennen should be able to hold his own against Rumble and actually be able to deal some good poke to him. Rumble does have better wave clear, so that does allow Svenskeren to possibly get an early gank in on top side if the Rumble pushes up too far. Syndra versus Varus. I feel like Syndra's got so much more kill pressure than Varus. But it really depends on Crown's ability to hit his skill shots. And I'm actually really interested in this mid lane matchup because Crown is considered to be one of the best, if not the best, mid laner in Korea. Like some people even say that he's better than Faker. So having the best mid laner from NA and Bjergsen going up against the best mid laner possibly in Crown is going to be very interesting. And then in bot lane, the Braum Jin lane definitely is much better than Ezreal Alistar. And this lane, you're going to want to try and force the Ezreal under tower, just because his wave clear is very lacking in the early stages of the game. But that opens up them to getting all in by Elise if Ambition comes to bot lane. So I'd expect to see Svenskeren play around top lane, and I expect to see Ambition play around bot lane. And it's just a question of who can get the first blood, who can get the first tower. This is a very interesting invade. Ambition got the buff, so they didn't get the steal, but they'll at least get a little bit of. Oh wow! Oh, so both mid laners went cleanse. That's very interesting. I mean, it makes sense because both Syndra and Varus rely on their CC to secure the kills a lot of times. Oh, he's looking for a dive top lane. That's very interesting. I think they've sniffed this out. Oh, got double flash and the first blood. Okay, fantastic. Oh wow, that was a great roam from Bjergsen. Okay, fantastic play from TSM. That was just really well done. They used the minions to get a little bit of extra damage, which allows them to turn that. They burned both flashes from both the jungler and the top laner, and Bjergsen was able to pick up an assist as well. Wow, Svenskeren's playing out of his mind. Being able to hit that Q when Elisa's spiralings are nearby is much harder than it looks. And he did that extremely well. Yeah, that was just extremely well played. Svenskeren's playing out of his mind right now. He played out of his mind in the last game too. And now Bjergsen's going to get the first blue buff, which is, oh man, okay. Okay, this is really good for TSM. So I consider this to be a must win for TSM because they lost to RNG. Um, so they have to beat Galaxy. They have to stay 1-1. If they go 0-2 against both RNG and Galaxy, then their chances of getting it. Oh wow, wow! He burned the cleanse from Varus and still gets the kill. That's very impressive. I want to see that again. Yeah, instant cleanse, but the ult was just yeah, that was fantastic. Okay, so this is a must win for TSM. If they fall 0-2 against the next two teams in their group, then that puts immense pressure on them in the second week, where they're going to pretty much have to beat everyone in the second week, which is very hard to do because you're in this kind of gauntlet phase where you play a bunch of matches. You play 3 matches on one day, and it's very hard to go 3-0 on a single day. So it's essential that TSM wins this matchup, and then actually it really would strongly favor TSM if Samsung Galaxy is able to beat RNG. That would put all of them at 2-1. Which would, well, assuming the TSM beats Splice, that would put all of them at 2-1 and allow TSM to still possibly get first place if they're able to perform well in the second week of the tournament. Wow, Sunscaren's just completely taking over. So they're gonna deny all this farm in top lane. Okay, they're in a really good position right now. Wow. Great flash kick. This looks like the TSM that we saw at the end of the split. Look much better than they did yesterday. Yesterday, the pick ban phase was completely off. They just were making a lot of really reactive plays rather than proactive. Today, they're just doing much better. Definitely looks like the number one team. Up, flash. Oh, wow. He did not die. That's impressive. They were able to get 1-for-1, but it's just a support, so that's a fair trade. Actually, no, support for support. Never mind. So even trade. But didn't they? Did he burn Rumble? Burn his TP on that? Okay, so Rumble burns his TP and uses his ult, and they only get a 1-for-1. So Hanser still has his TP. So now I'm looking for a Svenskeren to put a lot of pressure around bot side and to make a play for not only a bot tower but also for Dragon. So they need to clear out vision around bot side. Yep, you can see Svenskeren is all around there. They're trying to get their vision up. They're making a Drake play. Samsung Galaxy cannot challenge Dragon if they go for it because Hanser can teleport in and Kuve cannot. You can see Bjergsen's roaming down as well. Now they're kind of in a bad spot, so Doublelift needs to push in the wave as fast as possible. Here comes the TP from Hanser. Alright, so they're going to get the bot tower, then they're going to get the dragon. So that's exactly what I was expecting. That's definitely the correct play. Kuve in the top lane is making the correct move where he's trying to push in the tower, try to deny as much farm onto Hanser as he can. So Hanser's going to actually miss 2 waves, but Hanser still has the CS advantage, even though he lost 2 waves. But that kind of is going to equalize top lane, so Hanser had a pretty huge advantage in top lane. Now that advantage is equalized, so they've traded top lane advantage for a bot lane advantage. Great kick. Svenskeren is just playing out of his mind on Lee Sin. It's fantastic. This is a very smart play by Samsung Galaxy. They made the rotation to the top lane. They already know that's below half health. Really? They can't get it. Okay. Yeah, I was definitely kind of questioning TSM trying to rotate to challenge that. I would have preferred if they went to try and get mid priority, but it looks like they really want to try and keep this tower up as long as they can. Yep. So because the mid tower was so low, if TSM hadn't rotated towards top, I feel like they could have not only gotten mid outer, but they also could have got a lot of damage done on mid inner in exchange for top outer, which I think would have been a fair trade. But it looks like TSM doesn't want to trade objectives. They just want to uh, basically contest every single objective that Galaxy goes for, which, I mean, that's a perfectly fine strategy. I would say it's a higher risk, higher reward strategy. Because if you contest every objective and you're actually able to defend the objective, then you come out really far ahead. If you try to contest the objective and you still lose the objective, then you lose your lead. So I think the TSM is trying to contest all these objectives because they do have a pretty sizable gold advantage right now. And they feel like they want to go for fights, right? Even if the fight is like a 4v5, they probably can still win it with the gold advantage that they have right now. So actually, I would like to see them go for Rift Herald right now. They've pushed off um, all of Samsung Galaxy. They really can't do much of anything. Unfortunately, Haunter's bot lane right now, trying to get some pressure on bot inner. But I would expect that, yeah, after he pushes that in, I would expect Haunter to back. He's now got TP. Yeah. The next obvious objective is Rift Herald. TSM should be going for Rift Herald. They're probably not going to be able to uh, get another tower until they get another pick. So that's what I'm expecting, is that they push the lanes up, then you back off the Rift Herald, you get Rift Herald for Haunter, he becomes a split pushing machine. Rumble cannot keep up. You see Rumble is actually using his ultimate just to clear the wave. So I think a minor misplay. TSM threatening the dive bot lane. Wow, he's actually able to get the tower. Okay, that's very impressive. I would say that he should clear this wave and back. Pick up Dragon, push out top lane, transition to Rift Herald. But I don't know if they have enough time. Rift Herald might expire before they get a chance to get it. But in that case, you just push out top lane, you push out mid, you go through their jungle, you clear out all of their wards, and then you start baiting Baron. Because TSM wants a team fight right now. You can see Ken's hovering around blue side jungle. They're gonna set up a dive probably in mid lane. Ooh, good equalizer. Clears the wave. But I mean, that equalizer is essential for any type of team fight. I'd say at least one more wave, and then they could threaten for the dive. Yep. So Samsung Galaxy realizes that, they back off. But they don't trade anything back. They don't get any type of priority in the jungle or anything like that. So, yeah, TSM's got a pretty huge stranglehold right now on this game. Not sure why it paused. Yep. So TSM now pushes up mid again. They start rotating between mid and top lane. They can either force down top inner tower. You wait for all the wards to time out. You pretty much deny Samsung Galaxy from entering their red side jungle while you knock down top inner tower. And then once all their wards are down, you start baiting out their blue trinket cooldowns. And then once they use their blue trinket cooldowns, then you can start Baron, and they have to face check into it. So you can see that Samsung Galaxy is really trying to retain some semblance of vision control in their red side jungle. Because if they lose vision control in the red side jungle, the game is essentially over. And I know this is very boring for a lot of people, but this vision control is essential at this point in the game. If Samsung Galaxy cannot keep their vision in their jungle, then they lose this game. Yep. Got the flash out of Varus. They're not going to get this tower. They're going to transition over to Drake, but so the disadvantage of going for Drake right now is that Galaxy's going to move back into their red side jungle, and they're going to clear out all of the wards that you spent so much time placing. So now we're in this kind of a reset where TSM got Drake, but they gave up all control on the top side of the map, and now they need to reestablish that control for the next, 3 to 5 minutes before they can go for a Baron again. So I'm expecting that unless like somebody mispositions or something like that, we're gonna get another stall for another like 3 to 5 minutes until TSM can reestablish control in the red side jungle. These are actually some very cheeky ward placements for Samsung Galaxy, where it gives them some information of what TSM is doing, but it's out of the vision of pink wards that TSM would normally place. So TSM thinks that there is no vision around Baron Pit, but they actually have 2 wards that are around Baron Pit right now. So you can see TSM setting up this Death Brush because they think that there's no vision around Baron. So they think that Samsung Galaxy has to check into them. But Samsung Galaxy knows that TSM has not started Baron. But as soon as this vision dies out, then Samsung Galaxy is going to have to face check into TSM. So yeah, all the vision's been denied now. So Samsung Galaxy has to check into TSM. Well done. That's going to be at least one inhib. Possibly the game if they can get at least one more pick. So this is a common thing that I see a lot of times in solo queue games that people aren't willing to do, is that once people start Baron, they feel like they have to finish it. A lot of times you're going to start Baron in order to bait the other team into a team fight that you know you can win. So a lot of times, like if you know you can win the team fight and the enemy team is face checking into you and you know you have vision control, you pull off the Baron, you get the team fight, you get the pick, which allows you to get an inhib, and then you go back towards Baron again. There's a massive wave building up in top lane. Okay, it looks like they're going to send double lift to collect all of that. But that's going to give mid priority and Baron priority over to Samsung Galaxy. So that was caused by TSM kind of neglecting the top lane for way too long, and that allowed there's a really slow push going on in top lane. If you have a mismatch, a minion mismatch of maybe like 1 minion, you can get these massive waves that'll actually build up in certain lanes, and then 3 to 5 minutes after that slow push starts, you'll get this humongous wave that'll crash into the tower, which allows you to. A lot of times you don't want to play towards that massive minion wave. You want to try and take a different objective because you know that the enemy team has to send at least one person to clear that wave. So you'll have a mismatch, a player mismatch somewhere else on the map. Yeah, Galaxy's doing a really good job with where they're placing their wards. They're getting maximum information, um, even though they're really far behind. Like, I'm really impressed with how Samsung Galaxy is playing from behind. And if TSM was not as far ahead as they are right now, then it would be a kind of a really scary situation for TSM. But thankfully, TSM had a really good laning phase, and they were able to pull far enough ahead that that Samsung Galaxy really is kind of strangleholded right now. As long as TSM doesn't go for some crazy tower dive or something, then TSM's going to win this game. It's just a question of how long can Samsung Galaxy last. So TSM, speaking of their fourth Drake, so they've got 2 fire, 2 mountain. That's like exactly what you want. That's like the dream that you have that much pushing power and also that much team fighting power as well. And they've got the Baron that they're pushing with it. So they're doing a 1-0-4 composition, which should allow them to get this bot inhib and then also potentially get the top inhib as well. But I think the game is just going to end. Yeah, they're just going to go for the end right now. I don't think there's anything that Samsung Galaxy can do. Yep. So fantastic game from TSM. Really good that they came back and won this. This was definitely a must-win for them. So now they're going to be 1-1 in the group. So TSM is going to be rooting for Samsung Galaxy to beat RNG. I believe they're playing tomorrow, and then TSM has to beat Splice tomorrow so that they can tie for first place, hopefully. And then moving into the second week of Worlds, that's going to be kind of the gauntlet where they play all of the final matches all at once. So it's really going to come down to week 2. And in season 5, all of the NA teams kind of crumbled in week 2. So hopefully this time around, NA has much better showing during week 2. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the content. And always leave a comment if you want to see more of these videos. The more comments I get, the more likes I get, the more I will do these kind of videos. But I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all are enjoying Worlds. This is Randomonium signing off.